Hi, good people. What's going on? Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. I'm back with my usual routine. I don't know if I'm going to continue this or I'm going to go back to that old format, but I think, yeah, let's do a list. And the list is going to be inspired by two persons, okay? As you can see from title, it's going to be top 12 gentlemanly fragrances in my collection. I have a lot more, okay? I'll tell you one thing. When you make a list of top 10, top 20, you cannot pick everything up. So be mindful of that. Perhaps I did look at the fragrance, but perhaps I decided to pick something else. Okay, that is just for the day. So it can be like this is not an universal truth. Okay, you can have your top 10, I can have my top 10. This is just strictly my picks. Okay, and I'm gonna go from 12 all the way to 1 with two honorable mentions. So the two people who inspired me to do this is Max Forti. I shared his video in my group Recom Bangladesh. I really like that idea. Max has some awesome lists, like good, bad, and ugly. Then give me three or give me five, or say his top lists or hidden gems. He's a very interesting guy, very good looking guy, and well dressed. One of the best reviewers, nonetheless. I think one of my top three most favorite reviewers of all time. And second thing is Waliur Bhai in my community from Bangladesh. He actually requested me to do this video, so this video is dedicated to you, brother. So let's hit the honorable mentions. First honorable mention is Acqua Essenza. Simply speaking, this is gonna be always in my list, but it's getting a bit harder to find. It's very expensive. So you can buy Profondo, but I didn't feel like Profondo would be in this list. It's a really good juice too. You can buy this to replace Essenza, but this is a little bit more casual and youthful. But if you want a formal wear, if you can find it somewhere, this is definitely long lasting. This is the best in this line. Acqua Essenza by Giorgio Armani. And just because it's hard to find, I'm keeping it as an honorable mention. And second honorable mention, another tough to find fragrance. This is very hard to find nowadays, and I just scored a bottle. I don't care what people feel about it. It did not sell well, whatever. But this is one of the most classiest fragrance in my collection. This is YSL Homme Libre. Okay, so this fragrance, it's about the violets. Okay, it has some pink pepper, very gentlemanly, very beautiful. People compare this with Xenia Vomo, Acqua Fahrenheit, things that have violet, but this is a fragrance. It's a different league. Okay, so I would say definitely check it out if you can find it. Give it a try. Very long lasting, fresh, all year round fragrance. So those are my honorable mentions, and I'm gonna wear I Love New York. I think this is I Love New York for holidays. Okay, for from Bond number 9. Let's just go two spritz. This is very similar to, people say, Angel Muse. Yeah, I think Angel Muse by Mugler, but let's just wear that for this list. So I'll start with number 12. I'm starting with this fragrance even though this is discontinued, but I think you can find it in places and for good prices, not very expensive just yet. So the name Gentleman is attached to it, and this is Gentleman, and this is from the Givenchy Gentleman Only line, and this is casual chic with that orange atomizer with that violet juice. So this is very close to the original Gentleman Only by Givenchy, different line, but this one has this extra special opening. Like the opening is just lovely. Check out my full review. Very lovely fragrance. Gives us sort of like a casual gentlemanly vibe with a shirt, formal dress up for work. Very similar to, I would say, L'Homme Libre, similar class, but this is beautiful fragrance. Givenchy Gentleman Only casual chic, number 12. Number 11. This fragrance is actually Will Smith's. You guys know Will Smith's signature scent, and they made this fragrance from Vera Wang For Men to sort of like, I don't know, they are trying to make a fragrance for men. If you're getting married for your marriage day or wedding day, this is Vera Wang For Men. I was gonna pick Dolce & Gabbana the one, EDT, but this is very similar to that with better performance, and it smells a little bit like Tom Ford For Men, I think, or Noir, forgot. Fantastic fragrance, guys. That amber, a little bit spicy, little bit citrus, little bit orange, very masculine, very handsome, and gives off that gentlemanly vibe. Number 11, Vera Wang For Men. Give it love. Number 10, I think, let me check one final count. Yes, we have 10. So let's hit the 10. Number 10, Paco Rabanne Puram. This is a barbershop sort of fragrance, and the green vanilla, very strong, sort of gives you that piney feel, like a little bit oak moss, The fragrance, it's something I would say more masculine version of Eros, so it has some like a connection, but people compare this to Azar Purom, but that is a bit dated. This fragrance is absolutely gentlemanly, beast mode, good for actually cooler days, but you can pull it off in summer days just with 1 to 2 sprays. So this one definitely I would pick some distinguished ones in my humble opinion. Paco Rabanne Purom number 9. Sorry, number 10. Number 9, I'm gonna go with this gem. This is Jaipur Homme from House of Boucheron. So this fragrance, you guys know my love for this. This is a very masculine fragrance, a little bit mature. I also have the EDP, but the EDT, something about the EDT, the spices, the way it opens. It also has, I think, sandalwood or vanilla, something like that on dry down, but it's very spicy, oriental fragrance. I get similarities with pure malt at times, some other fragrances, classy ones, but this is sheer class with beast mode longevity. I have a vintage version here, but I think Boucheron made some great fragrances. This is one of my favorites. Okay, so Jaipur Homme EDT. Okay, Jaipur Purom or Jaipur Homme EDT version number 9. And number 8, this is from House of YSL. This is M7 OUD Absolu. I have the vintage version. I have this version. This one is perhaps like second to, if I really have to pick something, second to Creed's. I did not pick the Creed one today. If I have to pick Creed's Royal Oud, okay. If something next to this, I would pick either Versace Oud Noir or M7. But something about M7 I'm showing you today, because Royal Oud is a very gentlemanly fragrance. That perhaps could make my number 1, but I keep showing it for last few lists, so I'm not bringing it up. But something about M7, it's like a little bit fresh. It has a little bit oud in this, a little bit spices, and very nicely balanced, poised sort of fragrance. It's not trying to do too much. If you're wearing this in the office, it's not gonna be like Shura or Hawa's attention seeker. But people smell this on you, they'll be like, oh, this guy actually is wearing something expensive. And this is actually getting hard to find nowadays, and prices are going a little bit high. So if you can find the vintage version, I think you can get it. I think it has mandarin, oud, patchouli, myrrh. It's all written here. It was a release of 2002. So M7 OUD Absolu by YSL, number 8. Number 7. This is my list, so people might disagree, but can't do. So this is Bvlgari. This is one fragrance I have to show. I want to emphasize on this one because they did not get the love it deserves. Many reviewers trashed it because they compared these fragrances with fragrances right now, latest fragrances. But when it was out, this is one of the most handsome, gentlemanly, sophisticated, spicy, and this is like a man in a bottle. This one has that tea note. Let me spray this. It's amazing. I mean, when you spray this, you can still find it discontinued, but you can still find it. But Bvlgari Man is actually like proper man. I think Eric Bana was the face for it. Wear this, try it somewhere, you'll understand what I mean. Very handsome, gentlemanly vibe it gives, and nothing weird, nothing crazy, with good lasting power as well. Bvlgari Man, number 7. Number 6, and then we're gonna hit top 5. Number 6, Guerlain Abbey Rouge. This is the EDT version. Okay, so what I love about this perfume is, one thing is Guerlain. Guerlain is very impressive nowadays for me. The fragrance is kind of complex, fresh, little bit got this rose going, some pepper. I forgot almost all the other notes, but check out my review. But this fragrance, it changes so beautifully. I could put Guerlain Vetiver, but I did not. But I put this one. This one has that class. You wear this, imagine you're wearing a suit and you're putting like a nice sort of rose and you're going to attend parties. It's gonna smell fantastic, and the best thing is it's not super expensive. These lines of Guerlain is very, very affordable, under $50, sometimes under $40. Okay, so Abbey Rouge EDT, very gentlemanly, beautiful fragrance. Number 6. So top 5 special. All the other ones are special too, but top 5 I put it according to my liking. Number 5, Tom Ford, of course, Grey Vetiver EDP. This fragrance is all about class. You guys know this. This is only for people who love Vetiver. I had this fragrance before. I sold it off. I did not understand. Nowadays, I think this is one of my most favorite sophisticated fragrances. If you want to get respect, you wear this. It has great performance. Mild cold weathers, like winter time, Bangladesh winter, amazing fragrance. You know, if you go to meet your friends, nobody's gonna be wearing this, trust me. So Tom Ford Grey Vetiver definitely makes my top 5 handsome gentlemanly fragrance. Number 4, Boss Bottled, the EDT. I have the EDP, I have many other like the Infinite, I have almost all of them, but something about this fragrance is screams of class. Okay, even till date, this is my first fragrance that I ever got from my family whatsoever. Like as a gift, like I had a 30 ml bottle, then I bought a 100 ml, then my dad had like 200 ml. So I had this fragrance before, then I gifted to him, but then I just kind of was missing it, something with the original freshness. Yeah, it's that beautiful cinnamon and that apple, kind of like spicy, sweet, citrusy kind of fragrance. It's got reformulated, but still gives out that vibe of handsome, gentlemanly, like a dude, right? So definitely, Hugo Boss bottle definitely makes my list. Number 4. Number 3, the king always is definitely one of the best fragrance in my journey, hands down. It's a legend. I did multiple videos where I featured this Versace Purom or Versace Signature. Just an awesome fragrance. It can be worn casually by any age, but whenever you wear it, you smell like a real man. Despite being a floral or aquatic, a little bit citrusy, uh, it just gives off the vibe that this guy is a proper gentleman. Okay, so I think Versace Pro will never lose its appeal. It shouldn't. They should never discontinue this, despite many other fragrances they have. Eros Flame, like Dylan Blue. They have Eau Fresh, but this fragrance for me is Versace's like top dog, top seller. Okay, so Versace Puro number 3. Okay, number 2 and number 1, my personal favorites. Number 2, YSL once again, Opium Purom. Yeah, this fragrance is for mature noses, but absolute class. I mean, this fragrance is not easy to understand or love. When I smelled it first time, 4 or 5 years back, I was like, this fragrance is okay, but it's kind of like a medicinal opening. I don't like it. And then, the dry down was like not my type. But more and more time went by. This fragrance, just something about it is very addictive. Okay, just like the name applies. So I think this one is suited version of Kuros, Antheas, all those fragrances are there. This is more of their super posh, gentlemanly, formal body. Okay, so Opium Purom definitely a classic, and always gonna be a classic in my collection, or my rotation rather. YSL Opium Purom, that's number 2, and my ultimate number 1. Today I picked this one. I picked it over Aventus. I picked it over Royal Oud. I have many other fragrances like Nishanes. I have them, but this fragrance feels like the ultimate gentleman with a lot of class. Amouage Reflection Man. This fragrance is a little bit pricey. If you can get the Oman version, is better, but the presentation game, very hard to beat. Amouage. This fragrance, it's, some people say like Lamal. It has lavender, it has jasmine, and some people say they don't feel the vibe. It's okay. Not everybody's gonna love everything. Some people like, Beach Hut Man. Some people like Journeyman. It's absolutely okay. But whenever I wear this in winter time, whenever I enter a restaurant, trust me, you do not get same compliments with Azaro Chrome, or if you're wearing Lanvin de L'Homme or Prada L'Homme, people look at you, they're okay, like Dior Sauvage, they smell that everywhere. But when you wear something like Aventus or Reflection Man, people look at you differently. This is what I noticed in my journey, and massive respect for that. Very gentlemanly fragrance. I feel like very formal, but I think this fragrance makes you feel like, give that feeling like you're a proper gentleman. You can go out for family outing, dinner, annual, like, events or wedding anniversary. Perfect fragrance. Okay, so Reflection Man number 1 by Amouage. So that's my top 12 plus 2 gentlemanly fragrances. Let me know which ones are your favorite, and thanks for watching, and good to be back. Hopefully I'll be okay in time. Just time is not really right, but I'm trying to battle it. Okay, life is always about battling. Issues will be there, so you try to work it out. And thanks to all my friends who are supporting me, keeping me okay, right? So love you all, and have a very good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Bye bye.